guys, welcome to Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel. It's Corrine here today and I've got a mixed media 12x12 layout for you. I've just started with some basil marshmallow cardstock because I'm going to use a lot of water and a lot of mixed media on this. And I'm using the inks that came in the mixed media kit, and as you can see I'm just using the dropper to just drop them all over. No rhyme or reason. Just putting them down, letting some of them mix, just getting the colour on the page. There's a lot of colour in this one, and I'm just going to do the same with the red now. I had no idea where this page was going, no idea what photo I was going to use. I was just playing. I should have been playing my art journal, but for some reason I don't gravitate towards the art journal. I think it's I don't normally get messy, really. It's not not something I normally go to. I like my layouts when I do, but yeah, it's just not something that I tend to gravitate towards. So as you can see, I'm just adding some stamping. I'm using Memento black ink because it is waterproof, and I figured I didn't really like the splodges of ink like that on the background. It was a bit, I don't know, spotty, I suppose. And like I said, I had no idea what I was doing, so I just thought, oh well, I'll just get some water out and see if that improves it at all. I mean, if I didn't like it at the end, I could just throw it out. It's no big deal, So I was just playing around, experimenting, seeing what could come. I really wanted to use those inks because I like to show you guys, all facets of the kit, all what you can do with all of it, and maybe some inspiration, something different. And that's all I could think of that I hadn't done. I usually add it to texture paste or stuff like that, and I thought, no, I've done that a few times. This got to try something different. So I'm using the stencil, and I'm just using my Liquitex modelling paste, and I'm putting that through the stencil that we got in the kit. And as you can see now, I am just trying to find some paper to back the photo with. I picked a photo. It's of my daughter Heidi and her dad in the pool when she was, I think, 1, back in Townsville, and it's a lovely photo. They still have such a good bond like this, and they're really close. And I wanted to add a few different layers because I didn't want all of that mixed media showing through, because there is a lot there. It's quite in your face, and you can see, that covering up some of it will draw more attention to the photo instead of the background. So I'm going to use that punchinella. I think that's what it's called. That's what sequins come from. For years I never even knew this. I probably only learned about a year ago, and I'm just going to get my staple out because I like that layering setup, and I'm just going to staple those layers together. I've never done that before. Usually I pick up the photo and I add layers behind the photo while I'm holding it. And I've been watching a lot of people, mostly Sue's Fish because I love her stuff, and a couple of other people that do a lot of layering because I struggle with the layering. And I've been watching them, and I noticed that they put the photo down and they, layer from the back up instead of the front down like I normally do. And I thought, well, that's my problem then, because I like the way that they just tuck things in here and tuck things in there, and it looks good. Whereas if you're holding the photo up, it just looks like a mess in your hands, and it just doesn't look right. So I've just trimmed that punchinella a little bit, and I'm going to use the whole strip on that page. I don't know why. I just put it down because it was in my tray, and I thought, I've got to use this, so I might as well try it on here, and it looked okay, so I went with it. I did staple that down as well. I added some glue to it, and that worked fine, but I added the staples anyway because I added staples other places in the layout, so it kind of, I can't remember the word for it. Puts it all together. That'll do. So I've picked some of these thickers, and they had some swirly ones in there as well. I thought I'll shove them on as well because, I'm an advocate of using everything up. I like to kill my kit every month. I've probably said this a lot of times. So when I get to a layout like this, where there's, it's a hodgepodge of things, it's a higgle-piggledy mess of all sorts of stuff, and I go a bit crazy, and I use things that I go, oh no, that won't look good on this one, and I was just, I shove this on here, and I shove that on there, and I just stick it all down and go with, where it takes me type thing, without thinking about it too much. And the silly thing is, I always end up liking the layout. Now, these circles are not supposed to be included. They're the bit in between the frames, the circles that come in the kit. And I thought, oh well, they look good enough. They don't look like they're rubbish, so I'll chuck them in the stash and see if I can use them on the layout. Same with that heart one up there. Now, the frame came on the outside and the heart was in the middle, and you push them out, and that's supposed to be, rubbish and whatever else, but I figured I might be able to use them somewhere. You never know. They looked alright, so I threw them on as well. I have used all of my circle elements on this page because I don't use circles a whole lot, and I tried to save my florals for a more feminine page. So I went with the circles. I figured it tied in with the water kind of, which is where the splodges of ink came in on the back, and those circle stamps that I used as well. Anything that makes my mind happy and feel like it's tied in together, I suppose. Is anyone else like me? Totally off topic here, but I'm sitting down at the park today in the car not filming because that would be crazy, but I am editing and voiceovering while I watch all the birds and watching this layout unfold. I know I really wanted to use those leaves, and I thought, no, there's something else I'd rather use them on. Yes, I know, hoarding. I shouldn't be hoarding, but I am. It didn't need to be there, so there was enough circles and enough stuff going on. And then I just started to go a bit too circle crazy, so I eventually put them back and settled down a bit. So yeah, I'm just gluing down these last little bits and pieces. I try to go through and add something from every element in the kit. So I'll go through the ephemera pieces first, and I split my ephemera into icons and words. So I have sentiments and quotes and wordy stuff in one container, and flowers and leaves and hearts and all those sorts of stuff in a different container. And I go through the ephemera first, and then I go through the wordy bits, and then I go through the stickers, and then the chipboard sheet, and I'll try to put 3 of everything on the page because I like to keep it in the rule of 3s. So I don't know if other people do that. I don't know if it's just because I'm OCD and kind of a little bit crazy, but that's my scrapbooking style, I suppose, and it seems to work for me. I mean, I probably don't do it with stash items, but because, like I said, I like to kill this kit every month. Otherwise, if I wasn't to kill this kit every month, then I would end up getting bored, getting sick of working with the stuff, and then it would sit in my stash for I don't know how long. I probably wouldn't even go back to it, but because I have that monthly kit, it's really good for motivation. I have to get in and use it up. I have to you know, force myself to get that me time, to relax, to spend some creative time just chilling out and documenting those memories. Okay guys, thanks for watching my layout today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will be back next week with another one for you. Bye.